Hello, welcome to my videos and my blog. In this time, I'm going to talk about what happened today on FIFA Club World Cup 2025 Day 9. Well, today we'll play the games of the Group G, the Group G and the Group H. Where in the Group G, the the Juventus defeated the Wydad AC 1-4-1, and with this victory, the Juventus qualified to the knockout round. And in the second game of the group, the Manchester City didn't have any problem, defeated the Al-Ahly 6-0, and they qualified to the knockout rounds. In the two games of the Group H, in the first game of the group, the Real Madrid defeated the Tuzos del Pachuca 3-1, even that they played with 10 players with they played with 10 players in most part of the game, and they won his first 3 point they won his first game of the tournament, and the Pachuca was eliminated in the second game of the game. RB Salzburg and Hilal tied the game 0-0. So let's talk about a little more about this. Let's start with the games of the group G. Juventus 4, Wydad AC. For example, if you only see the result, you will say that Juventus had an easy game, but no, this is a lie, because the Wydad played a tremendous game. I think that the Wydad minimum deserved the tie, because they played a tremendous game, but the Juventus was more effective. I'm not going to lie. The problem is that this kind of game show that even when the top team don't play a very good football, or the rival is playing a very football, it shows that when you have a player with a top quality, this is what happened. The Juventus started to win the game when in the minus 16 they were winning the game. They were winning 2-0, because in the minus 6 it was a own goal, and in the minus 16 cannot shield this, score a golazo outside the area, and Juventus were leading the game 2-0. In that moment, I thought that the Juventus were going to have an easy game and they were going to win this game easily, but in the minus 25, in a counter-attack, Sembinesco Lorch scored the first goal for the Wydad, and they reduced the gap to 1 goal difference. After that, the Wydad were leading the game. They were playing a very great football, and they couldn't score any more goal. But in the end, the Juventus were leading the game 2-1 in the half time. In the second half, the Wydad were playing a very great football. The game was very close, but in the minus 61, 69, in a tremendous play that cannot chill this, finish it with a tremendous game. Juventus were leading the game 3-1 in the minus 61, and in that moment the game was over, because since that moment where the Wydad were down 3-1 in the game, they couldn't recover. Juventus took the control of the game. They were playing better in the stopping time. The referee called a penalty. Dusan Blackhovic scored, and they won the game 4-1. With this victory, Juventus earned his second victory of the tournament. They got the 6 points. They have 6 points, sorry, and they qualified to the knockout round. Wydad AC was eliminated because they lost against the Juventus and Manchester City, even that they didn't play a very bad football. But the difference here was the quality of his players. And in the second game of the group, the Manchester City defeated 6-0 Al-Ahly. About this game, Manchester City had an easy game. The Al-Ahly couldn't compete, because remember that they lost the first game 0-5 against the Juventus, and this time the Manchester City played an easy game, because in the half time they were leading 3-0, but they should have been in this game in the half time by more than 3 or 4 or by more than 4 or 5 point difference, or 4 or 5 goal difference. Sorry. In the second half, the Manchester City relaxed a little, because they had the game under control. They were leading the game easily, because they were leading to 3-0. The Ilkan Gundogan scored 2 goals in the minute 8 and 75, and in the last 5 minutes of the game they scored another 2 goals, and they won the game easily 6-0. With this victory, Manchester City won his second game of the group, and in this moment they have 6 points, and they qualified direct to the playoff. Sorry, they qualified to the knockout round alongside the Juventus, because they won the both games. And Wydad AC and Al-Ahly are eliminated. In the two games of the group H, in the first game, Real Madrid defeated 3-1 the Tuzos de Pachuca. Remember that, well, to be honest, here is another difference between a top European team, and a team from the CONCACAF. For example, this game started with a surprise because in the minus seven, Raúl Asensio received a red card because he made a foul outside the area. He was the last man. And Pachuca, and Real Madrid played with 10 players for 83 minutes. So it was impossible for Pachuca to win this game, even that they had a tremendous opportunity because they play with one more player for more than 80 minutes against Real Madrid. Yeah, I know this is very difficult to play against elite team, but come on, the Pachuca play a full game. Pachuca dominate this game in the first half because they were attacking, because they have one more player, but they couldn't take advantage of all the goal opportunities they have. But come on, what happened? Real Madrid did what the most they do. They defend very well, and after that they have 2 or 3 goal opportunities that they made it in a lapse of 8 minutes. The Real Madrid scored 2 goals, and this was the end of the game because in the minute 55, in a tremendous game that they started from the goalkeeper Courtois, Jude Bellingham finished it, and Real Madrid were in the game in the minute 55 1-0. Even the Pachuca was playing better, and 8 minutes in another tremendous play that Arda Güler finished it. Real Madrid scored the second goal, and Real Madrid were in the game 2-0. After that, Pachuca understood that they can compete against Real Madrid, and if you want to compete and win a game against Real Madrid, you need to score all the goal opportunities that you had in the second half. Madrid played better. Pachuca tried, but it was impossible because, how I told you, even when you play with one more player against an elite team like the Real Madrid, it's very impossible to win this kind of game if you don't score the goal opportunity that you generate. And Real Madrid scored another goal in the minus 70 by Federico Valverde, and 10 minutes later, Riyad Montiel scored the only goal for the Pachuca, and in the end, Real Madrid won the game 3-1. With this victory, Real Madrid got the first victory of the tournament. They achieved 4 goals, and they are in this group. Pachuca is eliminated because how they lost against the RB Salzburg. They have 0 points, and they can reach neither Real Madrid nor the RB Salzburg. In the second game of the group, RB Salzburg and Al-Ahly tied the game 0-0. About this game, it was a very funny game, but there were goals. Both teams tried to score a goal, but they couldn't. And I think that this is a fair result because both teams play a very good game. With this result, RB Salzburg stay in the second place with 4 points, and Al-Ahly stay in the third place with 2 points. Now the Al-Ahly need to defeat the Pachuca and try that the RB Salzburg don't defeat the Real Madrid or tie the game to qualify to the next round. So what's next? Tomorrow we'll start the fixture number 3 with 4 games, the 2 games from the group A and 2 games of the group B. So remember, because it's the last match day of each group, the games of the same group will be played in the same time. So the games of the group A will be played until the 21 o'clock Eastern time. The first game, the Porto will play against the Al-Ahly. This game will play in the MetLife Stadium in New York City, New York. The same game of the Group A will be Inter in Miami against the Palmeiras. This game will be played in the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. Remember that the Inter, Miami, and Palmeiras are in the group, each one with 4 points, and both teams only need to tie this game to qualify to the next round. Porto need to win this game. Porto and Al-Ahly, any of these 2 teams need to win their games respectively. This game to qualify to the next round, and Wydad neither Inter Miami nor Palmeiras tie this game. So I think that in the first game, Porto against Al-Ahly, I think that the Porto will win this game by one or two goal difference, and they will get the victory. And the second game, I think that the Palmeiras are gonna to win this game by more than two goal difference, and because the Palmeiras will defeat the Inter Miami by more than two goals, and because I think that Porto is gonna to win this game by more than two goals, I think the Palmeiras is gonna to win this group and will qualify as a first place, and I think that the Porto is gonna to qualify as a second set because they will win against the Inter Miami with the goal difference. And in the two games of the Group B, the both games will be played and the 15 o'clock start time. The first game will be Seattle Sounders against the Paris Saint Germain. This game will be played in the Lumen Field Stadium in Seattle, Washington. And the other game, the Atlético Madrid, will play against Botafogo. This game will be played in the Rose Bowl Stadium. Los Ángeles, California. Remember that in this moment, Botafogo is leading the game with 6 points. Is leading the group with 6 points, and they only need a tie to qualify to the next round. And the PSG is in the second place with 3 points. They surprisingly lost against the Botafogo in the last game, and the Atletico is in the third place with 3 points. Remember that they lost against the PSG in the first game, and Seattle Sounders are in the bottom of the group because they don't because they are pointless and they don't have and they are eliminated. So I think the PSG won't have any problem and will defeat the Seattle Sounders by more than 2 goal difference. In the other game, I think that this will be a tremendous game. I think that the Atletico will defeat the Botafogo by 1 goal difference, but I think that because the Botafogo have a very goal difference against Atletico Madrid, I think that the PSG, Botafogo and PSG are gonna to qualify to the knockout run. I think that the Botafogo is gonna to finish in the first place, and PSG is gonna to finish in the second place. So I hope you like this video, and if you have any comments or questions, you can write me in any of the social media platforms. So see you next video. Cheers.